Fake authority meets real justice. The day my son was kidnapped by the HOA. "You're under arrest," the man snapped, flashing a ridiculous badge printed in Comic Sans. My 15-year-old son, Ezra, looked up from his phone mid-walk with our dog, Milo, thinking it had to be a joke. By the time he realized it wasn't, he was already inside a battered gray SUV with no license plates, kidnapped by fake cops working for our HOA. I'm Chief Ryan Calder of the Hillside Police Department. And what started as a regular Saturday morning in our suburban bubble of Briarwood Heights turned into a national scandal that would unravel one of the most unhinged homeowners associations in the country. I'd just poured my second cup of coffee, watching Ezra and Milo take their usual route on the community trail, the same path they'd strolled every weekend for 5 years since we moved here. The HOA was always strict lawn length, mailbox shape, garden gnomes, but rogue law enforcement? That was new. My wife, Diane, called from the kitchen, asking if I wanted eggs or pancakes. I went to flip the pancakes. 10 minutes later, I heard Milo's frantic barks. I looked outside. Dee was sprinting back home, leash dragging behind him. No Ezra. Panic punched me in the gut. Grabbing my phone, I stepped out onto the porch as Milo clawed at the front door. I checked our home security app. My blood went cold. 2 men in mismatched pseudo-uniforms had confronted Ezra. One of them yanked him toward the unmarked SUV, which only bore a pathetic Neighborhood Safety Patrol sticker. Their gear was Lafablino department patches, toy radios. One guy's shoes were untied. I checked the footage from our garage camera, still no plates. Ezra's phone went straight to voicemail. I called dispatch. No active units in the area. That's when it hit me. His was a daylight abduction. By impersonators. In my jurisdiction. I checked the Briarwood Heights community app. There it was, posted by Deanna Mullins, the HOA's vice president and self-declared sheriff, cracking down on trail violations. Expect patrol presence this weekend. I drove straight to her house. She was out front pruning hydrangeas, visor on, iced matcha in hand, smug as ever. "Where's my son?" I asked, voice level. She blinked. "Oh, you mean the one who violated Trail Code 87B? No leash tag. He's with our enforcement team for questioning." I stepped closer. "What authority?" She smiled. "Community jurisdiction. You should come to the HOA charter meetings. You kidnapped a minor using impersonators in a fake car. That's felony territory," I growled. "Our officers are trained," she said, not missing a beat. "Officer Brad used to work mall security." That's when I called Captain Elise Moore, Internal Affairs. I told her to activate an off-the-books search perimeter. No HOA engagement. Yet. Back home, my text traced Ezra's smartwatch. It pinged not at a precinct, but an Airbnb 2 blocks away. The rental was booked under the name of Deanna's cousin. It was supposedly under renovation. By noon, we had visuals. Curtains drawn. Garage slightly open. 2 clowns in fake uniforms chatting on the porch, more Santa Claus than security. Detective Moore and I circled to the side fence. Inside, Ezra sat zip-tied in a folding chair beside a cooler of juice and a notepad titled Behavior Violation Report. I whispered into my mic. "On my count. 3, 2, Onigo." We moved in. The fakes panicked, tripped over their own boots. I flashed my real badge. "Let me guess. Brad and Sergeant Kyle?" One of them stammered. "Deanna said it was legal. She also said impersonation and kidnapping only get you a slap on the wrist." "She's wrong." I cut Ezra's ties. "You okay?" "They gave me a Lunchable." "Thought it was a prank," he shrugged. "This is no prank," I said. Backup arrived quiet and clean. For arrests in 4 hours. But I wasn't finished. I dug deeper. HOA finances showed $60,000 listed under Community Harmony Training. No licensed firms. Just payouts to Thomas Mullins, Deanna's husband, and HOA president and his cronies, including a so-called consultant named Rick, a disgraced ex-guard. A local banquet hall's security footage revealed Rick giving arrest tutorials to HOA officers using a whiteboard titled Citizen Detainment Protocol. One of our officers, Sarah Lynn, posed as a new resident. Deanna gave her a safety presentation in her garage, badges, radios, even a ranking system of violators. Our house was pinned in red. I handed all this to District Attorney Janet Fields. Impersonation. Illegal detainment. Fraud. Conspiracy. Before filing charges, I confronted Deanna at her yoga class in the park. She was mid-sun salutation when I handed her the indictment. Reality check, I said. See you in court. The clubhouse locked its doors that night. Her social media went silent. When we raided the safe houses, Rick was arrested at a diner, Thomas on a jog, Deanna mid-pose shouting, "Community immunity," as she was cuffed by Officer Lila, whom she once called a glorified meter maid. We kept it quiet. One calm press release. Investigation into impersonation and detainment continues. But a blogger caught a photo of Deanna in cuffs. The post went viral. HOA Queen Falls. Over 100,000 shares. Residents rallied. A town hall at the high school was packed. Flyers labeled Neighborhood Justice Unit were passed out. An elderly man, Mr. Kenneth Rivas, shared how he paid a bogus HOA fine just to avoid the drama. A mom choked up her son was afraid to walk home alone after a noise complaint visit. The community voted. HOA dissolved. Unanimously. Ezra, he thrived. He won a City Youth Award. Started volunteering at our new community center, helping other teens understand their rights. It's now named the Calder Justice Center. Deanna's trial was a circus. She represented herself, brandishing her HOA charter like it was the Constitution. Judge Redding sentenced her to 18 months in jail, 5 years probation, and a lifetime HOA ban. Brad and Kyle pled guilty 2 years. Rick got 4. Thomas flipped on the rest, earning 3 years. The board got house arrest and heavy fines. The state launched a wider HOA probe. Briarwood Heights. It healed. Barbecues replaced code enforcement. Murals replaced citations. One neighbor put it best. Ezra's walk sparked the truth. Because when fake power rises, it always crumbles under the weight of real justice.